So start now.
A very good morning to everyone. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Myself, Dr. Deenal Tandil, Assistant Professor, Department of Agatha Tantra at Sri RMD Ayurveda College and Hospital, Vagaldara. On behalf of our institute, I would like to welcome all the participants and viewers for today's national webinar. Sri Rasiklal Manikchand Rivar Ayurveda College and Hospital was established in 2016. It has a huge college campus as well 2 hospital units, among which one unit is specially serving for the benefits of cancer patients. More than 30,000 OPD and 4,000 IPD patients are benefiting each year from our institute. Today, we are gathered here to gain the knowledge about the concept of opportunities in Ayurveda pharmaceutical sector by a very knowledgeable and humble person, Joban Modha Sir, Associate Professor at Sri Gulab Kuwarba Ayurved Mahavidyalay, Jamnagar, and in charge principal at Indian Institute of Ayurvedic Pharmaceutical Sciences, Gujarat Ayurved University, Jamnagar. I welcome you, sir. Now I take the opportunity to welcome Dr. Rajesh Ratani, sir, Principal, RMD Ayurveda College and Hospital, Vagaldhara. I also would like to welcome our today's moderator, Dr. Sandeep Sarode, sir, Professor and HOD, Department of Prashashastra and Bhaishya Kalpana, and today's coordinator, Dr. Chinmay Devare, sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Prashashastra and Bhaishya Kalpana at Sri RMD Ayurveda College and Hospital, Vagaldhara. Once again, I would like to welcome all the faculty members, practitioner, UG, PG, and PhD scholars, and all the viewers for today's national webinar. It is our tradition to start any program with prayer. So, to invoke the blessings of Almighty, we shall start our webinar with the Dhanvantari Stava.
नमामि धन्वन्तरीरादिदेवं सुरासुरवन्दितपादपद्मं लोके जरा दातारमीशं विविधौषधीनां शङ्खं चक्रं जलौकां दधतमृतघटं चारुदोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिरुदं शुकपरिविलसन् मौलिमं भोजनेत्रं कालाम्बोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारु पीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगदवन प्रौढदावाग्निलीलं प्रौढदावाग्निलीलं प्रौढदावाग्निलीलम्.
Now, I request our Honorable Principal, Dr. Rajesh Ratani, sir, for welcome address.
Welcome, dear Dr. Joban Modha ji, and especially thanks to our Rasastra department faculty, head of the department Sandeep Sarode sir, and Dr. Chinmay Devare sir. उसके साथ साथ हमारी हार्ड वर्क कर रही हुई वेबिनार की जो टीम है उसमें खास मैं आज स्पेशली डॉक्टर दिनल मैडम एज ए एंकर, अपने जयंत दिंगड़े सर, पंकज सर, संदीप पाटिल सर, समित सर, निरुद्दीन बिरुद सर और जो भी लोग जुड़े हुए हैं, डॉक्टर मीरा मैडम, ये सभी लोगों का आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। आज ये 1 महीना और 17वां वेबिनार हमारा कंप्लीट होने जा रहा है। और जोबन मोढ़ा जी के ऊपर आता हूँ। मेरे एक्चुअली आयुर्वेद फील्ड के लंगोटिया यार बोल सकते हैं डॉक्टर जोबन मोढ़ा जी। और खास स्पेशलिटी उनकी ये है कि एक तो आज का वेबिनार जो है वो हमारा नेशनल में से इंटरनेशनल हो चुका है, क्योंकि आई थिंक 10 से 12 रजिस्ट्रेशन इंटरनेशनल हुए हैं। तो डॉक्टर मोड़ा जी का कहाँ कहाँ तक नाम है, डॉक्टर जोबन जी का आप अच्छी तरह से समझ सकते हैं। दूसरी बात, हम लोगों का ऑल इंडिया लेवल पे जब एक ही बैच में डायरेक्ट बीएमएस के बाद, बीएमएस भी वो जामनगर से थे, मैं नडियाद से था, जब हमारा आईपीजीडी में सिलेक्शन हुआ तो सर 6th पोजीशन पे, मैं 7th पोजीशन पे था। गायनेक, सर्जरी या फिर शालक्य, सारी की सारी बेसिक की कुछ पोस्टें, सारी की सारी पोस्ट हमारे बाद फिलअप हुई थी उस टाइम। और डॉक्टर जोबन मोड़ा जी, मेरा तो फिर भी काय चिकित्सा पहला चॉइस था, सेकंड चॉइस द्रव्यगुण था, लेकिन डॉक्टर जोबन मोड़ा जी को इतने मूड में थे कि रस शास्त्र अगर मुझे नहीं मिलेगा, एक ही चॉइस, तो मैं साल भी बिगाड़ सकता हूँ, 2 साल भी बिगाड़ सकता हूँ। और शायद उन्होंने ये रसशास्त्र में अपनी पूरी की पूरी लाइफ, आज जो भी उनकी एज होगी 45 आसपास, आयुर्वेद में जुड़ने के बाद 17 के बाद उन्होंने एक इंटरेस्ट से, एक डेडिकेशन से, एक हार्ड वर्क से अपनी जगह नेशनल इंटरनेशनल, और स्पेशली उनके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी आई थी डीन आईएपीएस की, इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ आयुर्वेदिक फार्मास्यूटिकल साइंसेस। उन्होंने अच्छी तरह से उसको, आज भी वो एज अ इंचार्ज, मतलब उनका एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर का जो काम है वो तो अपना जगह पे कर ही रहे हैं। जामनगर में होने की वजह से यूनिवर्सिटी के बोर्ड ऑफ मेंबर, रसशास्त्र वगैरह काम तो वो ज्यादातर बिजी रहते हैं। आज भी थोड़ा हमें टाइम आगे लेना पड़ा है, रीजन ये है कि सर शायद आगे मीटिंगों में यूनिवर्सिटी में वाइस चांसलर ऑफिसर में या सेनेट में बिजी हो गए हैं 11 बजे के बाद, 11 सवा 11 के बाद। तो कहने का तात्पर्य है कि उनकी अपॉर्चुनिटी को पकड़ पकड़ के उन्होंने अपने आप को इतना डेवलप कर दिया है कि स्पेशली मैं उनका आभार मानता हूं कि आज उनका जो सेमिनार है वो हमारा सेमिनार भी यहाँ इंटरनेशनल हो गया है। तो थैंक यू वेरी मच डॉक्टर जोबन मोड़ा जी। फॉर्मेलिटी पूरे गिरी विहार परिवार की तरफ से हमारे स्टाफ, स्टूडेंट्स और आए हुए डेलीगेट्स, पीजी स्टूडेंट्स, टीचिंग स्टाफ, और भी जो एम फार्म के लोग आए हैं, और आपके पास बहुत सारी जानकारियां हैं, टाइम कम है, तो वेलकम करता हूं आपको सबकी तरफ से। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Now I request our today's event coordinator, Dr. Chinmay Devare sir, to welcome and introduce our honorable guest speaker, Dr. Joban Modha sir.
Thank you, madam. Good morning, very good morning, and namaste to everyone who has tuned in from all over India and also abroad. Myself, Dr. Chinmay Devare. I am fortunate to have gotten this chance to introduce our today's speaker with the Joban Modha sir, who is MD and PhD from GAU Jamnagar, that is Gujarat Ayurveda University Jamnagar. He is currently serving as Associate Professor at Shri Gulab Kuvarba Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, GAU Jamnagar. He is in charge principal at IIAPS, that is Indian Institute of Ayurvedic Pharmaceutical Sciences, GAU Jamnagar. Also, he is coordinator of IQAC of GAU, plus an adjunct faculty of Ayurveda at Datta Meghe Institute of Medical Sciences in Maharashtra. He is a multi-talented personality who is an Ayu Pharma expert, administrator, research scientist, and an academician also. He has a vast clinical experience in the field of treating cancer and blood disorders like thalassemia. He also has a book published entitled Thalassemia Ni Sarwar Ane Ayurved. This title is in Gujarati, which translates to treatment of thalassemia and Ayurveda. He is also the first and the only patent holder of Gujarat Ayurveda University. He has developed more than 250 other medicine products as well. He was director at Pharmacy GAU Jamnagar and director at Ben Pharma Research Private Limited, Ahmedabad, India. Not only in India, but he has worked abroad as well, like in the countries Japan, Mauritius, and United States of America, and taught Ayurveda to the students of almost all continents. He is a member of Board of Studies at Pharmaceutical Sciences, GAU Jamnagar, has worked as a member of consultative committees to various national and international seminars, Also, he has given his special services for National Ayurveda Summit 2014, which was organized by Government of Gujarat. And this occasion was graced by the presence of our Honorable Shri Narendra Modi ji when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat. Dr. Joban sir is also a core committee member of ADTP, which is a joint venture of Ayush Ministry India and National Institute of Health in USA. Not only this, but he has also been a member of University Documentary Film, and this film is also available on YouTube for you to watch. He is also member of executive committees for NAC visitation at GAU when GAU got A grade. He was a part in a nationwide survey on higher educational institutes organized by MDRA India Today Group, and his institute was placed among top 10 institutes of the country. Coming to his journals and magazines, he is also member, advisor, editor for the board of various journals and magazines. He has many articles published in national and international journals also. Along with the book published on thalassemia, he has another book under publication named Study on Mercury, Tin, and its Toxicological and Medicinal Effects. Also has been a great guest speaker for various occasions in India and abroad, in Japan and Mauritius, etc. He has been part of various training programs on pharmacovigilance and on skill development and teacher training programs also. Not only films, also he's a part of various talk shows on Akashvani, Doordarshan and TV9. And just as his documentary film, these talk shows are also available on YouTube. Okay, these were only some of his achievements that I told you, because we will be short of time if we go on telling all of his achievements. So we are very lucky to have such a great and versatile personality here with us today. And without taking any more time of yours, I would like to request him to start with his lecture. Dr. Joban sir, please start कीजिए. Dr. Joban sir.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to every listener from all across the globe, especially newcomers from our institute, from our mother institute, Sri Gulab Kaur Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, from the students to the students of RMD College, and the listeners and viewers on Facebook from all across the world right now. First of all, I'd like to appreciate the efforts by Principal Dr. Rajesh, whom we call Raju Bhai, for his untiring efforts to bring RMD Ayurveda College on national platform. This was due since the beginning of this institute. I was told by Raju Bhai that this is probably one of the very few institutes which is not here in the field of Ayurveda for profit. On the contrary, they add some money to run this beautiful institute properly. So thanks to entire team of RMD Ayurveda College, here I start my presentation for the day, entitled Opportunities in Ayurvedic Pharmaceutical Sector. In this first slide, those who are not attached to the Jamnagar, this is the picture of our beautiful college, Sri Gulab Kaur Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, where I studied and where I am teaching right now. At the same time, I am in charge principal of Indian Institute of Ayurvedic Pharmaceutical Sciences. And where I am right now sitting is A.K. Jamal building. A.K. Jamal building is a very historic building as far as the history of Jamnagar is concerned. This is the first first hospital of the Nawanagar state. Then it was for a few time it was the university's main building as well. The chair where I am sitting right now, it was chaired by the Honorable Vice Chancellor then. Our institute is world's first and currently only of its kind in the entire Gujarat, or probably I would say in the world, where we teach the Ayurvedic pharmacy at diploma and bachelor level. You can say it is pride of Gujarat. Our students, those who have passed out from our institute, They are working almost all the leading Ayurvedic pharma companies of India. Not only Ayurvedic pharma companies, allopathy companies like Intas, Zoetic, Zydus Cadila, and many more. I dare to say or to quote that every second or third product coming into your hand, in the hand of consumer, is directly or indirectly uh, passed through one of our alumni. So I see this as very big opportunity and very big responsibility as well. If you have noticed or observed any changes in the formulation, in the packaging, in the form of presentation of Ayurvedic medicine in last 15-20 years, I dare to quote that it is maybe because of our alumni. They have, I can say that they have revolutionized the entire Ayurvedic pharma world. As I am told that we have got registration from different segments. We have students of BAMS with us. We have students of D Pharmacy. We have students of B Pharma. Also, some of our MD Rashastra fellows, faculties from Rashastra department, some of the interested participants of Ayurveda or Ayurvedic pharmaceutical sector. So, and also some of the practitioners. So I'm trying to make everyone keep interested in my entire presentation, and I've tried to design my entire presentation accordingly. As you can see, Akshay Kumar in this picture, Ayurveda has been with all of us in our homes from morning, right? From the day Brahma Murate Uttishte. So when we start our day in the morning and day ends in the form of daily routine or food habits and different popular formulations. Even the biggest critics of Ayurveda, however, most of the entire population of India has turned pro Ayurveda in last 3-4 months. There are still few critics of Ayurveda. If they are Indian, they are following Ayurveda unknowingly. Ayurveda is, I would say, Ayurveda is in our life, like unknowingly we follow Ayurveda by A or B or C mean. Noble contribution of Ayurveda to modern day health scenario is unlimited. In this era of lifestyle disorders, Ayurveda is the only hope for healthcare, and WHO, World Health Organization, also has accepted the same. In the era of prevention of disease, like as it is quoted in Ayurveda, Swasthasya Swasthya Rakshanam, we have do's and don'ts for prevention of various disease, various metabolic disease, various autoimmune disease, allergic disease, seasonal variations, aging, geriatric. Ayurveda has the best to offer in preventive sciences. Not only that, my wife is working, for example, my wife is working as the head of the department in Panchkarma, and they are treating number of patients of neuromuscular disorders. And I'm happy to share that even when the MS orthopedics, the exams are going on, sometimes they take our patients on loan for their examination. I mean to say that we have so much of variety of patients which are probably incurable by allopathy science. Now we are treating with Ayurveda very effectively. Most of the time patient comes on stretcher and go by their own when they go back to their home. So the role of Ayurveda in modern day is, we cannot explain in the word itself. And now, since last few months, even in the infectious diseases like COVID-19, Corona, Ayurveda has already proven its role. Ayurveda is it's a very important part of nation's health. Ayurveda is almost stood parallel to allopathic system in various epidemics, be it Corona or be it dengue. Let me take you to a journey of education system, what we had previously. We had the Gurukul system of education. like Nalanda and Takshashila universities were there years or centuries back for the method of Ayurveda training. However, this method of education or training has drastically changed. In 19th or 20th century, we had classrooms. In this 21st century, nowadays we have this WebEx and Zoom and whatnot. Likewise, the Ayurvedic scripts have also evolved from manuscripts to books, and now we have so many apps available on various platforms. What career opportunities do we have when we pass our D Pharm, B Pharm, or BAMS? Here, 80% of the audience is probably BAMS, so I am focusing their role or Vaidya's role in the Ayurvedic pharmaceutical sector. BMS, however, they have so many options to develop their career, as you can see in the slide. They can work as medical officer or director or associate professor or professors or consultant in private practice. And they can find jobs in various national institutes, research institutes, government hospitals, dispensaries, knowledge processing units, or business processing units, or spas or resorts. But we will focus ourselves to pharmaceutical companies or pharmaceutical business today. As I said, there is a drastic change in the field of education. Likewise, there is change in the pharmacy practice as well. If you can see the picture in the left of your screen, in ancient time, Vaidyas used to procure their medicine, the raw material itself, from the nearby places, and then since morning in the Brahma world, they used to prepare their medicine by themselves at their own. But since the era of 19th century, the last few years of 19th century and 20th century, the entire new concept of Ayurveda pharmacy has occurred. Oldest of our pharmacies are probably 150 years old, like Durpapeshwar or Unza pharmacy in Gujarat or Arya Shala. Probably the very first pharmacy is not older than 150 years. Nowadays, we have different segments in pharmacy, right? Raw material section is different than manufacturing, and manufacturing is different than quality assurance or quality control. And likewise, packaging department and dispatching department. I was going through some newspaper last week. On August 18th, Indian Express is very much hopeful for Ayurveda. It says it oversees over 4.8 lakh Ayurveda physicians, 256 Ayurveda medical colleges, and over 2,400 Ayurveda hospitals and several hundred Ayurveda pharmacies, and engage in field as such education, research, conservation, and prevention of medicinal plants. And interestingly, this article is written by an allopath. A very senior rheumatologist has written this article. I have given the link as well. If anyone is interested, this is very worth reading article about Ayurveda and future of Ayurveda. If we say about pharmaceutical companies in India, there are more than 25,000 smaller to larger scale production pharmacies are available, and approximately not less than 1 lakh job opportunities are there for our graduates. Even in this era of slowdown or shutdown of economy, when economy is very much sluggish, probably one of the only growing sector is Ayurvedic pharma sector. Even in this era, it is growing at handsome rate of 16% plus per year, and estimated to continue for next 10 to 25 years. This is a quotation from PR Newswire. It is a universal or global market research company. According to the published report by them, Indian Ayurvedic market is approximately valued around 300 billion in 2018 and expected to reach approximately 700 plus billion by 2024, expanding it around CAGR, that is annual growth rate, CAGR, compound annual growth rate, approximately of 16 plus percentage during this 5 years period. In 2018, around 75% of Indian households were using Ayurvedic products as against only 67 in 2015. This is probably because of the tireless efforts of Ayush Ministry of Government of India. Of late, manufacturers have been using herbal ingredients to production of personal care products like lotions, toothpaste, oils, and shampoos. These are the pictures of our OPDs. And as I told you in my early slide, that more than 1,500 patients are catered every single day in our hospitals. One more interesting screenshot I have shared here from India Today magazine, where our university has been ranked among top 10 universities of the country. It says in the article that the export value of Ayurvedic and herbal products from India has increased from $355 million in 2015 to $446 million in 2019. Whereas Times of India says that global demand of herbal product is increasing, and according to a report published in the Times of India, the market size of Ayurvedic medicine will cross approximately 5 trillion by 2050. You might have read in newspapers that Prime Minister Modi is trying to achieve this magic figure of 5 trillion by this 5-year period. But only our Ayurvedic medicine will cross this figure by 2050, according to a report published in Times of India magazine. When we talk about Ayurvedic pharmaceutics, pharmaceutics is the discipline of pharmacy that deals with the process of turning a raw material, a drug, maybe a herb, maybe a metal or mineral, into a medication to be used safely and effectively by patients. It is also called the science of dosage from design. Pharmaceutics deals with the formulation of a pure drug substance into dosage form. Normally, a pharmaceutical have different branches like formulation, manufacturing, dispensing, technology of pharmaceutics, physical pharmacy, and pharmaceutical jurisprudence. In Ayurveda, if we talk about product line, we have nutrition and supplements, groceries, medicines, home care products, personal care products, books and media, and healthcare. Like if we talk about nutrition and supplement, badam pak or chyawanprash or honey or different fruit juices. In groceries, we have herbal teas or processed or least processed oils, medicines like asav, basma, gugul, papati, and so on. So when we talk about opportunities, it is unlimited. I guarantee if somebody is dedicated to this field, he will grow like anything. As Raju Bhai mentioned in the beginning of my introduction, that I was very much keen to pursue my career only in the department of Rasashastra and pharmaceutics. He is very correct. And I can feel myself happy and I'm very much happy with this branch. Few days back, we had organized one webinar, national webinar on the foundation day of our institute, that is Indian Institute of Ayurvedic Pharmaceutical Sciences. And we had invited the advisor of Government of India, Ministry of Ayush, for a guest speech, Dr. D.C. Katoj. During his presentation, he quoted that there are around 3,27,300 job opportunities are there in near future, approximately 3 lakhs plus job opportunities. When I say there is unlimited scope, if we go through each and every classical text of Ayurveda, we can find more than 3 lakhs formulations. And there are at least, to the best of my knowledge, there are not more than 3,000 formulations are available in the market. So still 2,97,000 formulations are waiting to come in the market. There are more than 130 types of formulations. Like Asav is one type of formulation. Likewise, tablet or pill or avle are different types of formulation. So according to this list, there are more than 130 types of formulations are there. How a pharmaceutical branch can be fruitful to Ayurveda graduates? For D Farm or B Farm or BMS, I love this picture from day one of my career. If you can see this story of 6 blind men and elephant. In the left side, the blind man who cannot see what is elephant is asked to explain what is elephant. So the blind man who touches the meat part, he says it is a wall. Someone who touches only the trunk, he says it is a snake. Or someone says it is spear. Or who touches the ear, he says it is fan. Likewise, Ayurvedic pharmaceutical sciences has different variety of option. One can pursue his career as a manager or formulator or a manufacturer himself, or in the pharmacy field if we go as production manager or quality controller or quality assurer, or if he is only a D Farm, then as a drug dispenser. Recently, at least 35 plus graduates from our institute have successfully joined different hospitals of Gujarat state as drug dispenser in different Ayurvedic hospitals, or they can pursue their career as drug inspector. I would like to mention especially the name of Dr. Kamlesh Bhatt here, who is the chief of drug FDA, Food and Drug Administration of Government of Gujarat. He is a BMS and he is serving as technical person for regulation of our industry. Or you can pursue your career as an academician or as a pharmacist in different medical store. Just to give you some example of successful Ayurveda graduates, those who have pursued their career in pharma field, and they are very, very famous and they have earned name and fame. As it is quoted in Ayurvedic text, Kvachin Maitri, Kvachin Yashaha, Kvachin Arthaha, Chikitsa Nasti Nishphala. So likewise, I am quoting some of the names here in next few slides where they have pursued their career in the field of Ayurvedic pharmaceuticals, and they are blooming like flowers, radiant flowers. And I cannot forget the name of Padma Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha, who is having around 250 plus products at his personal clinic and pharmacy that is known as Chakrapani Ayurved. And if we talk about online business or Google, if you will Google only the name Ayurved, Chakrapani Ayurved will be there in top 10 or top 15 websites. He owns more than 300 plus websites for his company, and the business of their products is almost all over the world. Likewise, I am Eklavya for Vaidya Vijay Chauhan. I appreciate him since my UG days. He is most respected name in the field of Ayurvedic pharmaceutical sciences. Throughout the 30 plus years experience in different Ayurvedic and non-Ayurvedic companies like Lupin, Gufic, Ranbaxy, Piramal Life Sciences and Imami Group, he is probably the highest paid Vaidya in the entire country. You cannot even imagine what was his last package. You might have seen this gentleman on TV shows or on some of the channels. Jiva Ayurved, Vaidya Pratap Chauhan. He has already served more than 1.5 million patients with his products. He is first to introduce the concept of telemedicine, marketing of Ayurvedic medicines through telephone. He attends more than 2,500 online calls every single day, and he is a very big team of probably more than 250 Vaidyas with him now. Few more names: I can remember is Dr. Vashisht Ayurved Remedies or Vaidya, late Pankaj Naram and Smita Naram. Vaidya Dinesh Kacha and his team, they have introduced a new concept in the market. Multi-level marketing can be very much useful to market, to propagate your medicines. If you go with proper understanding of the market and you go for generation plan. One more name I like to recall here is Vaidya Shrikant. Vaidya Shrikant is MD Ayurved, and nowadays he is serving as National Manager for Scientific Services of Himalaya Drug Company. You might be knowing about Ayurved contest. He is the person behind this entire Ayurved Medical College Connect concept of Himalaya Drug Company and Ayurved. Like Dr. Shrikant, Dr. Ashok BK, he is also a BAMS. And he did MSc medicinal plant from our university, and he is the head of discovery department in Himalaya Drug Company. Vaidya Rishikesh Kulkarni, one of my junior, is deputy general manager at a reputed company like Glenmark and doing great job in the field of Ayurvedic pharmaceutical sector. All of you must have learned this name, Sona Chandi Chyawanprash. The brain behind this Sona Chandi Chyawanprash is these three Sharmas, Vaidya Harishankar Sharma ji, Vaidya Pawan Sharma, and Vaidya Neena Sharma. Imami group of companies is growing like anything since last 30 years. And the brain behind all this is these three person shown in this slide. Vaidya Medha Patel, she has come with new concept in the market. She has blended food and nutrition along with Ayurveda, and they are doing wonderful in the market. If you are not willing to start your own company, if you are not having enough of budget, still you can go for your own company, or you can instead of going only for prescription based practice, you should prepare your medicine like our Vaidyas, ancient Vaidyas used to prepare by then. So Vaidya Bhavesh Thakkar is one of the best example I can here quote. Like Panchabai Damania also is there. They are collecting their raw material and manufacturing their aushadhis in their clinic itself and dispense and sell at their own Ayurvedic clinic itself. One more name I will recall is Vaidya Sanjay Khedekar. He is master of preparing Kupi Pakwa Rasayan. He probably have prepared more than 1500 batches even when he was studying MD and PhD. Kupi Pakwa Rasayan was said to be a miraculous science before 20 years, but he has explored almost every corner of this science and manufacturing Kupi Pakwas at his pharmacy. Vaidya Ghanshyam Patel, he is pharma consultant, but his expertise is more in cultivation and processing. So any one of you, if you have farms, you can contact Ghanshyam Patel and go for cultivation of Ayurvedic plants and develop your career in any of these branches of Ayurveda shown in the slide, like phytochemicals, aromatic water, or oil soluble extract. What he advises is to grow your use your farm for cultivation and have one processing unit itself in your farm. Value addition. There is one group of Vaidyas from Ahmedabad. They have come up as name of A4 Ayurved group, and they are using Charak Samhita as base. Our basic science says that we should have Agni Vardhan for every dhatu. So they have a unique product range. That's why I'm mentioning them here. Rakta Bal, Oj Bal, Med Bal, likewise. So, and they are planning for you may have idea, or you are probably developing an idea how to I'd like to start my own company, how to start my own pharmaceutical company. So here is a guidance. Make a business plan. Go for proper financial arrangement. Get a proper premises. Arrange technical persons. Prepare a site master file. Then go for company registration and trademark registration. Though it is voluntary, but you should go for trademark registration as well. Purchase required or procure machineries and lab equipments. Prepare a file containing all the documents. Apply for the license. An Ayurvedic technical officer will inspect your premises, and if everything is approved, then you will grant a manufacturing license number. Start manufacturing procedures like procurement of packaging material, raw material, manufacturing of products, etc. Documents required to start ASU company: application form, prescribed fee challan, details of proprietorship, partners or directors, premises, possession proof, list of technical person you having, premises, site master file or blueprint of premises, list of machineries and equipments, list of medicines to be manufactured, electricity supply, water supply, NOC required, different types of NOC from fire department, from pollution department, etc. Other documents that would be asked to concerned officer at the time of inspection and application filing. You require at least 1200 square feet area for manufacturing single product. Check out Schedule T or good manufacturing practices for the details. I'm not going into the details. It may be boring for you for now, but everything is explained in that Schedule T. Technical person. This is very interesting slide for all the BAMS or B Farm students. Any Ayurvedic pharmacy require at least 2 technical persons. First, manufacturing or production chemist, and second is for analysis, analytical or quality control chemist. For the first, for manufacturing or production chemist, BAMS for Ayurvedic manufacturing or diploma or degree in Ayurvedic pharmacy is essential. And for the second, analytical or QC department, he should be having at least graduation from Ayurvedic pharmacy, chemistry or pharmaceutical chemistry. How to enter the market? If you are BAMS registered Vaidya, then you can prepare or manufacture your medicine for your patients without any manufacturing license. But if you want to sell this medicine at commercial scale in the market, then you have to take Ayurvedic manufacturing license for manufacturing of Ayurvedic medicine for sale in the market. If you do not have enough of budget, then you can opt this interesting option, third party. It is termed as third party or contract manufacturing. It is referred to outsourcing of product or to get manufactured one's brand name for others manufacturing unit out. In current time, it is very popular concept among all the marketing companies. Even biggies like Zandu or Charak, they are going for this contract manufacturing concept. Third party manufacturing or contract manufacturing, when a firm or company called party A enters into an agreement with the manufacturing firm called party B, and party A and B agrees to manufacture generic or patent proprietary medicine with party A in the manufacturing facility belonging to party B on the basis of party A wholesale drug license. Majority of pharma marketing companies are engaged in third party manufacturing, especially in allopathic segment. If anyone is interested to learn more about this, here are some links. You should write this: http://blog.ayurvedicfranchiseehelp.org. You will get all type of guidance from step 1 to last step in detail. If you want to start your Ayurvedic marketing company, or you want to go for third party or contract manufacturing, you will get every possible detail. There is one more site, pharmafranchiseehelp.com as well. You will get all the details over there as well. Or if you don't want to go for all these details, simply register a trust, get a FSSAI registration number, and go for marketing. You don't need any license from pharma sector. You don't need any approval from FDA. Almost all herbs are allowed these days under food product, except Schedule E listed drugs. Schedule E, my dear students, they know the drugs which are from Visha, Upavisha drug, or which contains heavy metals like mercury, arsenic, or lead. So except all this, you can prepare any medicine or any capsule and you can sell it as food supplement. You will not get, you cannot label it as medicine. Mark my words, you cannot sell it as medicine, but you can sell it as food supplement. And you might have observed in the market that there are a number of Ayurvedic products are being sold as food supplement in the market. However, there is somewhat difference in taxation. You need to pay 4-5% extra tax if you go for this FSSAI or food supplement option. This is very, very interesting picture. Hanumanji is carrying entire mountain just to get a single medicine for Lakshmanji. That is known as Sanjeevani Booty. We are all like this. We know 360 drug learned in the part B of Dravya Gun. We know extra few more drugs. We know so many formulations, but how to enter the market or from where we should start, I'll try to give you some ideas in detail in next few slides. According to this entrepreneurindia.com, here is a list of some highly profitable business ideas in the field of herbal products manufacturing industry. It is herbal cosmetic, herbal extract, Ayurvedic medicine, formulation, etc. Herbal cosmetic is one of the fastest growing industry. Change in the lifestyle and awareness has created enough of space for natural products in the cosmetic department. It is expected that this market will be more than 300 billion by 2022, and it is having even higher growth than normal Ayurvedic segment, that is around 19%. Here I have listed some of the most lucrative established businesses. Top 10 Ayurvedic pharmaceutical businesses: Pudina, Palm Rosa, Citronella, etc. Distillation processes, coconut or sesame oil or castor oil based hair oils, antioxidants and different oil soluble colors, neem seed oil as pesticide, methi seed oil, curcumin extraction plant, or toiletry soap or toothpaste, or senocide from senna, and stevia, which is used as sweetening agent. These are some of the most lucrative businesses which are already established in the market. Some of the most selling herbal extract I have mentioned here, they are Vasa, Adathoda vasica, Endographis paniculata, Azadirachta indica, that is neem, Bacopa monieri, Centrella ascetica, Yastimatu, that is Glycyrrhiza glabra. You may be aware about this Yastimadu and Vasa. They are very much useful in corona patients as well. Or Ashwagandha, Vidania somnifera, and Curcuma longa. All these are used as antioxidant or immunity booster drug for corona patients as well. Here I am giving example how they have converted herbal extract to different products, as Ashwagandha as example. Ashwagandha is available in different shapes and form, like tablets, capsules, even drops. So when we talk about opportunities in innovation, if we can blend Ayurveda with different established sector, and there are unlimited opportunities. The entire world these days is going like or going with this concept of Andha Pangu Nyay. Nobody is perfect. Neither allopathic science is perfect, nor Ayurveda is perfect. We are lacking surgical, we have some surgical limitations, emergency medicines limitations, or we do not have any anesthetic agent. Likewise, allopathy has so many lacunas as well. This is a table which shows the top 10 allopathic medicines being sold in US only. And if you can see the sale, the number one product, Lipitor, for cholesterol, the approximate sale is around 7.7 billion only for Lipitor. If you start with Lipitor, Plavix, Nexium, Abilify, Humira, if you total this only top 10 products, it will be not less than 30 billion. And I tell you, the total health budget of India is approximately around 5.6 billion only. In another word, the population of 130 crore plus India consumes medicine, or the entire health sector consumes budget less than only single product being sold in USA. This is one more table which shows the revenue generated by different allopathic single molecules in 2019. And now this Humira has topped the chart. Humira only has been sold around 20 billion US dollar, 20 billion. And if you can see this table, most of the drugs are for immunotherapy, for cancer, or immunity promotive drug. And as we all know that Ayurveda has unlimited scope, unlimited formulations for immunity. The entire, coming to the global scenario, the global herbal medicine market size is valued at around 71 billion in 2016, and it is expected to be valued at little more than 130 billion in 2017, and approximately 140 billion between 2017 to 2027. Here is a chart of different types of products of global herbal medicine market. It is being sold by different distribution channels like retail store, medical store, grocery stores, hypermarkets, etc. The herbal extract is one of the most widely consumed intermediate forms of preparing any herbal product. And this segment generated revenue of approximately 27 billion in 2016 and expected to reach around 44 billion by 2024. The maximum consumed, as you can see in the slide, the countries like Brazil, Canada, Japan, and USA. And here comes the interesting slide. In this entire business of herbal extract, our share is only 0.5% at the moment. Only 0.5%. So we have opportunity to grow from 0.5% to at least 20% within next 10 to 15 years. I have selected this picture from the World Ayurveda Congress and International Ayurveda Alliance. If we want to go for export of our medicine, our every NRI or OCI or yoga practitioner is our potent brand ambassador. As we know that nowadays yoga is accepted almost in 160 plus countries. Every country has their yoga practitioners, yoga studios. And if we can convince them or we can teach them Ayurveda, they can be our brand ambassador. However, we require harmony in regulatory requirements. I'm not going into the detail of international regulatory requirements, but we are still working on this segment. Interestingly, the African continent is new frontier and opportunity of global herbal business. Africa shares almost similar tradition like India. So Ayurveda in Africa can be a low hanging fruit. After the independence in 1947, probably after 70 years of independence, for very first time, Ayush has been given at least the level of promotive and preventive medicinal science in 2017. Hopefully by next health policy, next national health policy will be there as treatment part as well. Entire world, especially the developed countries, they are mentally not very much healthy. They are facing different mental health related problems very frequently. Maybe ADHD, bipolar, OCD, disturbed sleep, stresses, schizophrenia. And for all of them, we have so many Ayurvedic formulations available. For example, gold, Suvarna Basma is said to be one of the best medicine for Unmad, for schizophrenia. We can design so many different formulations with the help of gold to treat all these conditions. And I tell you, gold is accepted as medicine even in developed countries like Europe or United States. Likewise, gold, according to Ayurveda, silver is excellent toner of brain and nervous system. So we can develop different formulations with the help of silver. Silver water therapy is very popular among those who practice meditation regularly. Colloidal silver, approximately 10 to 15 parts of silver per million part of water, or 10 to 15 ppm they are using for better meditation. Can we think of such devices? For example, Shirodhara or Nasya. Can we design some new biomedical devices? For example, if you Google this crystal mind in United States or in developed countries, you cannot afford two assistants for your Shirodhara. Or one can perform Shirodhara at her home or his home as well. You don't need any help from second or third person. Can we design such equipments for self Shirodhara? Likewise, can we use biofeedback machines to assess psychological problems? Or can we design some more devices for Prakriti analysis, or for the Nadi Pariksha, or for the Jihva Pariksha, Ashtavid Pariksha mentioned in our classics? Can we design such different machineries to ease the production? And in ancient time, Vedyas used to prepare their medicine in very small scale. But these days, we require even bhasmas in kilos or probably in tons. So we require larger scale production, as shown in the slide, in the picture. Can we design such equipments which can ease? For example, pills. Can we prepare pills? For example, 10 lakhs pills per hour for our large scale productions. There are unlimited opportunities in cultivation as well. Products like tulsi, shatavari, lemongrass, aloe vera, or curcuma longa, haldi. There is unlimited scope all over the world. This business is also gaining very much popularity. Even our agriculture ministry is interested very keenly to develop Ayurvedic medicinal plants farming very keenly. And as I mentioned earlier, there is unlimited opportunity in health drink segment as well. Can we think of herbal coffees or healthy health drinks? For example, here I have mentioned one Girnar Desi Kahwati. It is sold as food supplement, and it contains all the Ayurvedic medicines like Taj, Haldi, Pudina. or we can design some other drinks as shown in this Chinese language. Can we go for energy drink? You might have seen this Ojasvita or Hyona or Smriti granules. This is modified Kshir Pak, explaining the classics. Can we think of Arjun Kshir Pak or Shatavari Kshir Pak to convert in this form? There are so many teas available like Vata tea, Pitta tea. Can we think other than Vat, Pitta, Kapha tea for different diseases? In Europe, now they have come up with Ashwagandha drop as well. We are very much familiar with Draksha Sav. Here I am showing some interesting Chinese medicinal wine. So likewise, can we design such herbal wines from our classics, which can be helping in for insomnia, for different aphrodisiac purposes, for immune system enhances, for weight loss or weight gain, or for cancer. This is a very popular concept of herbal wine. Soap. They are preparing soap with the also design some soaps based on our classical oils or classical Assavenarist. And I tell you, this de-addiction product has unlimited scope as well. At least 25 to 30% of world population in young age, they are addicted with any of this, like marijuana or chemical based drug or alcoholism or tobacco. We have so many de-addiction products explained in the classics. We can formulate and then go for marketing of these products. Or we can go for Avartan concept like Shirbala Avartan, Shirbala 101, they have already come up in the market. Or Alert, which contains only Jyotishmati oil. Likewise, we can go for few more Avartit Tel in the form of soft gel capsule, so that we can minimize the dose and we can popularize the concept of Snehan, which is very widely explained by Charak almost in every single treatment chapter. In Chikitsa, you will find so many different oils for treating almost every disorder. This is very new idea. Drug device combination products will change the face of healthcare. The future of combining devices and drug. So you need to wear a single patch, and according to your biological parameter, the drug will automatically be released. So can we design such Ayush CIDD, integration of drug and devices? Can we have some Ayurvedic products in this segment as well? Likewise, there is some products for veterinary in the market. Whereas, as if you can see this picture, China has developed even acupressure and acupuncture for their pets. They go for acupuncture even for their pets. And they have developed so many products, more than 1500 products I have seen over the Alibaba and other Chinese websites, where they are offering different herbal dog food, herbal cat food, treatment for cat, treatment for different pets. Can we formulate some formulation which can increase the milk production? Nowadays, the misuse of oxytocin has increased so much. Can we control that? Or can we alter this practice with some herbs like leptadenia? This is a very unique concept. You might have never think of this. When they go for such horse race, they always want to win. And for this better performance, when they are running at the peak level, the horses, the small capillaries gets broken. So because of that, the blood flow goes somewhat down. I am telling about microseconds. So if we can design some medicine which can prevent such capillary breakage, their horse can win. Are you getting me? So if we can design such products for these horses, which can enhance the performance of horse, we have an entirely new segment of the market. Likewise, in agricultural and horticultural field, herbal pesticide, fungicide, and liquid compost like Kunabjal. Our ex-principal Vaidya G.L. Ataraji has developed very interesting Kunabjal, which helps to produce more of natural organic crops, which is 100% natural. Can we think of such different formulations? There are so many already explained in Vruksh Ayurved. Likewise, at least 20% of our senior citizens, they are suffering with diabetes. If we want to prescribe them any Asav and Aris, they are contraindicated. So for them, we need sugar-free syrup or sugar-free liquid. So for them, we need to design sugar-free Asav, Aris or Avleha in near future. General practice and Ayurveda. This is a very untouched market area. Nobody thinks of it. But as a matter of fact, the entire population out of 130 crore Indian, at least 100 crore of Indian, they first approach general practitioner. So if we can design basic product which can be used for Rutu Sandhi Janya Vikar or for FMPG, that is fast moving patient goods for recurrent fevers, pains, beauty care. This is almost uncultivated field. We can think of so many products in this area as well. And Rasavidya, my most favorite topic. It is most untouched area. Metals and minerals except mercury, arsenic and lead are accepted almost all over the world. The students who are listening me, who are not Indians, they can also think of different types of rasaushadhis where we don't need to add mercury or arsenic or lead. For example, I am quoting 2 examples here. Praval Pisti. Can we design similar products? Now this allopathy company Lupin has come in the market with new concept. They, according to their, that is coral calcium, and they are marketing Praval Pisti as Corcal. Or likewise, Shilajit contains more than 35 to 65 trace elements. We can go for designing a new daily supplement. Likewise, Suvarna Makshik, which is copper pyrite, which is a unique combination of copper and iron at the same time. If we go for Suvarna Makshik along with Amlaki Churna, probably this is the best medicine to treat anemia, because copper is also very much important for treating anemia like iron. Likewise, this is a photo of chewing gum being sold in Europe and US. It contains acetic acid. What is acetic acid? Our kanji. So can we modify our kanji into chewing gum or any other similar oral preparation which can be helpful for various diet programs, which can reduce hunger and snacking? Likewise, entire Sushruta Samhita is almost uncultivated these days. Only very few products like this Proctobath, developed by Nisarg Nutritions for their patients, are available in the market. Can we design some dusting powders, or we can modify such band-aids for primary wounds? We have so many products where we can treat even non-healing wounds or diabetic wound with the help of different yoga explained in Sushruta Samhita. Triflamasi, all of us have learned in second BMS, but we just learned like this only. Now they have come up since last 5-7 years as concept of charcoal. Now they are telling us that for teeth whitening, coconut shell activated charcoal powder, and they are selling it probably 150 plus rupees, which is not nothing other than this tripharmacy concept. If you are not interested in going for pharmaceutical manufacturing, this is one more option: consultancy and legal firm. If you understand the Drug and Cosmetic Act properly, if you understand the concept of Ayurvedic pharmaceutics properly, then you can develop your career in this field as well, consultancy and legal firm. Or likewise, you can go for pharmaceutical training and educational business. Trainers in pharmaceutical industry provide training to the pharmaceutical or biopharmaceutical or medical devices professional related to their key job, skill and duties and responsibilities. You can think of your career in this field as well. I know hardly 4 or 5 pharmaceutical trainers in the market, Ayurvedic pharmaceutical trainers. This is a very unique new field where you can pursue your career. I am almost done with my presentation, but I want to give you a very important, somewhat bitter last sip. Sincerity is the key. India's reputation is at stake when we put out our product on international market. When confidence is gained, there is long-term business. For example, the countries like Germany or Japan, they have proved their sincerity. No one doubts even pin from the quality of even a pin from Japan or Germany. Adultery or adulteration in the medicine will give you small profit, but tarnish the country's image and ruin our future business opportunities. So all have to work hard to achieve a name and mark. Especially this new generation, they need to work very hard and very sincerely. Let's work for making Made in India a brand which will be respected in international market, especially Ayurvedic market, herbal market. We are only whole and soul responsible persons. And probably after the entire freedom of our nation since 1947, first ever I have heard any Indian Prime Minister quoting this, even in the condition like pandemic of corona. As his tisri baat or third important point, immunity. To improve your immunity, use or follow the guideline of Ayush department. Isn't it very much encouraging for all of us that even our Prime Minister is with us? He is trying to propagate our system of medicine. Now it is our responsibility to develop or to come up with new ideas in the market. So I am done with my presentation. I hope you all enjoyed it properly. From my bottom of my heart, I sincerely thank all of the organizers, Dr. Vaidya Rajesh Thakkar and his team, RMD management team, and especially Professor M.S. Baghel, Professor G.L. Atara, Vaidya Ghanshyam Patel, those who have helped me to prepare this presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for a very informative presentation. You have actually increased our hope and trust in Ayurvedic marketing field, as it's a global demand nowadays. As such, we don't have any questions from Zoom and from Facebook. So we'll go further. From our RMD Parivar, I extend my gratitude to you. We all are feeling very lucky to have you as our esteemed speaker, and also making time for us from your busy schedule and to enlighten us on the topic opportunities in Ayurveda pharmaceutical sector. So now I request Dr. Sandeep Sarode sir to give a vote of thanks.
Good morning, sir. First, I want to thank the presenter, Joban Moda sir, so for elaborative, informative information given on the topic and ignited the hope of future generations in the field of Ayurveda. I thank you, sir. So I thank our trustee, the principal, sir, Dr. Rajesh Ratani, sir, and my colleague, Dr. Chinmay Divare, sir, and all the team involved in this presentation, like Dr. Deenal Tandel Madam, Dr. Sandeep Patil Sir, Jayant Ingle Sir, Pankaj Sir, and all our colleagues, and also the participants from various parts of the world who has joined and have benefit from this presentation. So I thank one and all who are supported in this one, directly or indirectly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you one and all for joining us for today's national webinar. Please share your valuable suggestions and feedback on our Facebook page, RMD Ayurveda. The participants who have registered for this webinar will get the feedback link on their mailbox to getting the certificates. Thank you one and all. Have a good day.